Welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn about how to create a point maps using ArcGIS. Here, I have added data from US to locate as well as show the cities in US at different counties. This data contains attributes about various population field like all the demographic statistics you can see in this point layer. So now I want to map or symbolize using this point data. So I just repeat the same. Unlike chloroploth maps where you are using either categories or quantities with graduated colors, whereas for point maps you have to go with graduated symbol or proportional symbol, or even we can also employ charts also. So one by one we are going to discuss in this video. First I start with the graduated symbols. So for example, here I am choosing a population field to represent the population distribution in US at the county level. So I just simply click with the default symbology, then I got this map. But I felt that it is not like wisely represented because you have irregular class intervals and point size also not meaningful. So here you can use your own classification. So for example, data, if you look at, whenever you are opening classification, first look at the statistics. So how many features you have, what is the minimum value, what is the maximum value, what is the mean. So here the mean is this much. If you show the mean, the data is highly skewed and you have many cities with a lower number of population, whereas with a higher number of population the cities are very minimal. So you have to balance all the things. The mean is here. So if you are going with the 5 or 6 level of class intervals, then at least 2 or 3 classes should be distributed below the mean and 2 3 classes above the mean. So accordingly you can change your values. Say for example, here I am just like go with some geometric interval. So instead of arithmetic interval or other classification method, geometrical interval maybe suits well for this kind of data. If you show it, then you'll get some kind of information. Again, I need to like emphasize the difference between higher population, lower population. So you can change your symbol size also. I want to show so the difference. So like you can do trial and error and you can get appropriate distributional map which meets a cartographic principle too, as well as have aesthetic values. So we know that population means, so it should be with a red color. So here clumsy of data, which means like many cities are there with a different population. It's clumsy, so I want like show all the things without any trouble. So instead of go with like yeah, marker with the full color, then you can go with the outlines. So sorry, just edit the symbol, then color you just make it no color, use outline thread color and give your outline thickness also. Then now you can see the population. So with different like size of the circle, the class interval you can see here, and if you zoom it accordingly, it will like apply the size of the circle and you will get legibility. So smaller the area, higher the legibility, you will get it. Even to the whole stretch, if you want to symbolize it or show it or visualize it, then you can like set the level of symbols or size of symbols accordingly. As already informed you, you just make it this like values round, so that the reader can easily understand your values and remain in their mind comparatively good. So I just like make it more than the time limit. Okay. So here also this is just I'm representing less than 10,000, and this is so more than that. So like you can give label, apply it. Now see, you have interval with readable nature, and you are showing the population distribution with the different relative sizes of cities, so that you can get better visualization. Likewise, you can also employ a proportionate symbol, which is also similar to that. Sometimes compared to graduated symbol, proportionate symbol maybe works better, where even you can apply normalization also. Say for example here also, instead of again outline I'm using some. So I can show the same data with a different technique called the proportionate symbol. So here also you can employ. Here you will not find any class intervals, because based on the values, the system will automatically assign proportionated like symbols. But only thing, you can change your minimal and maximum values, so that the minimal size and maximum size you can decide it. So this is the minimal. So if you change minimal, automatically maximum will be applied. So you can just see which one is appropriate to you. Again, sometimes if this opaque of color hiding your details, then you can go with only the outline. You can show it. So like you can employ different techniques to map the same data of point information. Apart, you can also like use an option called normalization. So instead of using the values as such, you can calculate log to the population data, and you can decide the circle size. That also possible with this like data. Okay, fine. So I'm not using any normalization here. I just simply using it with the data. So here one more logic I want to apply it. I don't want all the data, all the cities. I want to represent only cities which have a population of more than certain values. So that also possible while symbolization. Instead of using whole data, you just go to definition query and develop a builder, query builder. all your population is available here. You just put your population should be more than certain value. Say for example, I say 10,000. If population more than 10,000, those cities I'm going to map it or show it. Remaining I'm going to exclude it. This is called a definition query. You can verify your query. You just put OK and apply. Now see, then like number of cities reduced. If you increase value, you can see now only cities with more than 1 lakh population here we are representing. Remaining we just omit. It's like you can apply a definition query and show your needed data, and again for this appropriate symbol levels you can use it so that you will get eligibility. Apart these two technique, one is with graduated symbols, another one is with proportionate symbols. You can also employ charts over map. Sometimes in cartography we call it as located bar diagrams, located column diagrams, located stacked diagram or pie diagrams. So here I want to show the difference between black and white in the cities with a population of more than like 1 lakh. So just choose your white population, black population. So accordingly I give a color. I'm giving white color for white population and black color for black population. Now I'm applying. So you have data with both white population and the black population. Since you want to show each circle separately, so system automatically applies some leader lines and show all the data. But this is, of course, you will not get anything from this data, rather it confuses. So I want to like proportionate the size of the symbol based on certain criteria. So what criteria I'm going to use it? So I am deciding size based on the population. If population is more, then circle size should be more. If population is less, the circle size should be less. So I'm using this logic and I got somehow comparatively better visualization. You can change still the size of the circle. So now I can show it. So for example, I'll just keep it as it's okay, fine. So now I have a like distribution of white and black population with total population. So I can able to convey three information. What is the proportion of population in a city? And what is the proportion of white population and like black population? So I can show all together in a single symbolization. The same technique you can use it for bar diagrams also, or stacked diagram. Stacked diagram just apply the percentage between white and black and you will get a stack. Again, this stack is proportional to your total population. You can choose any field whatever you want, not necessary to use always proportion, rather you can choose any. Say for example, instead of population, I want to show on the basis of household. So for example, household, on the basis of household I can normalize it. Here also there are options to like exclude your data. So certain data I don't want. Say for example, New York I don't want, or some particular county I don't want, or county with this IDs I don't want. So like you can build a query here and you can like say for example area name. So I don't want in the map. I don't want New York in the map. See, this New York is excluded. So so what data you want to exclude, that also you can decide it. Besides the definition query, already we fixed some definition query. The same query also you can do it here also through exclusion. And you can have different orientation also. So for example, you can apply geographic orientation or arithmetic orientation, depend upon the proportion. So which one is convenient or looking legible to you, accordingly you can decide it, so that you can prepare a map and you can interpret it. So with this, I just stop it now. So far we learned how to create a point maps using ES data. We also learned how to execute or apply a definition query to avoid or exclude certain data. And we also discussed about different located bar diagrams or pie charts over a map. So you have an assignment. You just open a data from India GDP called urban districts layer, and you can complete the assignment 9.4. Thank you.